Greetings, everybody. This is Archangel McIntosh, aka Mikael Israel, from the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 tribes of the Hebrew Israelites, Levi and Judah. Levi for the Haitian tribe, and Judah for the so called Negro or Black American tribe, which is truthfully the Moorish tribe. Well, this part 4 of today's video, we're going to be talking about nationality, and we're also going to be talking about the Moors, the Hebrew Israelites, and the Haitians and their relationship. Because a lot of people don't know their true culture, and they're getting caught up being called black or thinking that black is a race or a culture, and there's no proof to that, and there's proof that it don't mean nationality, nor does white. These are color of law words and names to denationalize someone, actually, to de-tribal you, to take you away from your family and turn you into a corporate legal fiction, which means now you become a worker for their incorporation, for these corporations and banks. So they're trying to turn you into a trustee, pretty much. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. If you haven't seen the first 3 parts to this series, please do so. The last one that we did read was sovereignty, and we have the last one we read was sovereignty. So if you haven't seen that one and you haven't seen the first video about the supreme laws, the natural laws, the common laws, man-made laws, and those previous videos that I created along with this series, please make sure you stop and go check those out before you even check this one out. So now we're getting a little bit deeper into man-made laws. By the way, if you haven't known yet, this is pretty much my new school, my new website that I'm working on right now. It's not complete, it's still in progress, but there's certain information that I need to urgently put out right now before anything happens or when time comes. This is the most important thing before the A4Vs, before the acceptance for values, before the using your straw man social security number to discharge debts and the UCC, all that stuff. You need to know these things first, or you will get yourself in a situation you may not want to get yourself in, only because you're not competent enough to defend yourself and speak up for yourself and know why you can do it and who you are, where you stand in life, and where you stand in the system. So we're going to go ahead and begin. Spiritually sovereign and indigenous creditors of Mother Earth tribe, school, and community. All right, and we'll go ahead and start off with this. National law. America is a nation. Israel is a nation. The Moorish Science Temple is a nation. A constitution. A constitution are the laws. A constitution is the laws that govern that nation. So America got its own constitution. Israel has its own constitution, which is the covenant with the Most High, and the Moorish Science Temple, which is the Moorish Americans, have their own bylaws as well, or their own constitution, divine constitution. Actually, the Moors and the Israelites are the only one who has a divine constitution. The Americans and the British, all that stuff, have some corporate constitutions, all based on corporation and money and profit. Our brand name American logo, symbol, and flag is the American Freedom Flag, which consists of 13 equal horizontal stripes of red, top and bottom, alternating with white, with a blue rectangle in the canton, referred to specifically as the Union, bearing 50 small, white 5-pointed stars, arranged in 9 offset horizontal rows of 6 stars, top and bottom, alternating with rows of 5 stars. The Moorish Science Temple flag is a red flag with a green 5-point star on it, which stands for truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it also gets into alchemy and a lot of spiritual stuff, because we're 5-point stars too. Your head is the top point, your left and right arm is the side points, and your 2 feet is the bottom points. And what they're pretty much doing is putting us upside down and stuff. They're putting the human upside down, and that forms the devil's head, which is the devolve. That means your head is down and your 2 legs is up, and your 2 legs up form a horn, and your head pointing down forms a triangle pointing down. So that's all the upside down triangle is. It's a right side triangle, which represents many positive things put upside down, which mean the reverse of positive. The Hebrew Israelite don't really have a flag, but what is purported to be their flag is the 6 point star. If you include the vagina or the penis, you have a 6 point star. You see what I'm saying? That last point dangling down there. So the 50 stars of the flag represent the 50 states of the United States of America, and the 13 stripes represent the 13 British colonies that declared independence from the Kingdom of Great Britain and became the first states in the Union. There we go right there. So the people who declared their independence were British colonists, not the indigenous Moorish people or indigenous Hebrew Israelites that are already here. You see what I'm saying? So, well, truthfully, the Moorish Americans, because the Hebrew Israelites came from Israel, from the east. And the Moors were already here once the continent had broken apart. When Atlantis broke apart from Africa and America, and Atlantis became the continent. I mean, when Atlantis became the Atlantic Ocean, it pretty much separated America, South America, North America, and Africa from each other. So now a lot of people don't comprehend that there was a bridge called Atlantis, which was an actual continent that actually linked up Africa with America and stuff like that. So when Atlantis went down, a lot of the Moorish people were already on the North and South American branches. Truthfully, the South. Morocco. All right, let's continue. All of this denotes So the British colonies that declared independence, the Declaration of Independence, and made the American Constitution, that stole the country from the Moors and the Indians, were pretty much gaining their independence from Great Britain and the king and queen. But the king and queen never forgot that, and they were pissed, and they swore vengeance on Americans and Moors because Moors helped the Americans pretty much fight their war. That's why the Moors have a peace treaty with America, because the Moors were already Native Americans here. Not all of them came from Africa or Israel. Matter of fact, that's why a lot of Moors and Africans were fighting during that time, or black people and Africans were fighting at that time, because the Africans were already free too. You see what I'm saying? They were a little bit more free than the Moors here, because the Moors got hit hard. After the Moors got hit, some of the Moors gave in to the British people's laws and their rules and way of living. So they went across the border and started enslaving the ones in Africa, enslaving the ones in Haiti, enslaving the ones in Europe as well, because there were Moors in Europe as well, and things like that. And they were pretty much trafficking dark-skinned people, which are the 12 tribes of Israel that has been separated. So the 12 tribes are truly the 12 nations that has been separated and set against each other by the stranger, the Gentile, the British man. Pardon me for saying it like that, but it's the truth. Some of y'all can become converts, but most of y'all just won't even see the significance and importance of doing so, and believing the true God, the Most High, Yahawashi. All of this denotes a nation, nationality, a family. The man-made laws that you were born under, within, around, above, and or choose to cooperate with are your national laws, or you are under international law, aka foreign law, or a foreign jurisdiction, because it's not your actual nation. You have to be with your nation, or you're a foreigner or a convert. So everyone need to get with their nation now. It's very important. It's crazy that the books and the scriptures say that it's going to be nation versus nation and things like that. And this is exactly what's happening. You know, that whole racist, slanderous, defaming word called black and white denationalizes people. You know, not what they call white people and think that they're not British and stuff. You know, and the people they so-called black start to believe they're not Moorish or Hebrew Israelite and stuff like that. So nations are forms of tribes and families, but not always by birthright or blood right. Sometimes by contract, naturalization, citizenship, deal, bargain, acquiry, and so on. Just because you were born in America does not mean that you have an officially registered American nationality, or an official Hebrew Israelite or Moorish American or Moor nationality. Because truthfully, we're called Moors, not Moorish Americans, you know, because once you put the ish in it and after the Moor, you're pretty much saying that you're American, but kind of Moorish, you see? So there's a lot of tricks to what's going on right now. You people got to peep what's going on. We are not American at all. If anything, we're only American because we're natively born here, and that's where the word Moorish American comes from. Because we're American, but we're Moorish, but at the same time, you're saying that you're more American than Moor. So I am a Moor, and I am a Hebrew Israelite, born and raised here in America. So yes, I'm a Native American. Only through contract. Well, we only say America because we don't know the previous name before America yet, or at least I don't yet. So for the meantime, we're using what the British person called it, America. America. Only through contract and agreement may those born in America become national Americans. The birth certificate and social security identity does not create a national status, which mean you might not actually be an officially recognized and sworn in American. Which means you might be an international American. You might be a foreigner. That's why they're charging you under foreign statutes and international statutes and stuff like that. And plus, nationality sets jurisdiction. It sets the power. Becoming a voter or being able to vote, 14th and 15th Amendment traps, does not mean that you are a national member or citizen of America. Just because you can vote don't mean you're a member of something. You might be stupid and not know that your vote don't even mean anything to our club because you're not part of our club to begin with. That's how they think. It actually means quite the contrary. Nationality is so important in this time and age because we're being treated like official foreigners on our land, on our own backyard, and our own soil. Are you fucking serious? Through paperwork, contract, consent, passiveness, ignorance, lack of knowledge of nationality, self, and the Most High, wordsmith mastery, subconscious fears, subconscious mind control, through sex, beautiful and shiny things, and extreme prejudice. Extreme prejudice. You are international, you are a foreigner, you are a U.S. citizen, you are domestic, you are part of our club, you are an officer of our club. That's extreme prejudice because that's why they pull you over. They think you're part of their club. That's why they're putting you in a foreign court because they think that you're a foreigner. They think you're domestic. What you think domestic violence is? That means you have fought in an international jurisdiction while you are under contract. So it's a domestic violence. Other than that, it's a foreign violence or something like that. Just think about these things. And domesticated mean to be tamed. You are now a lion and a tiger that would not bite a human even if the human had put his hand in the damn tongue. If the human had put his hand in the tiger's tongue, the lion's tongue, or put it in the gator's mouth. Now you're a peaceful gator. All this peace bullshit. Like that's going to save you in this world full of both and all sides. How the hell is peace going to help you all the time? You're just going to get your fucking ass whooped. I'm from the hood. I'm from the ghetto. I know how that is. Peace does not work all the time. Sometimes you got to fucking whoop your bully's ass. So I know these things from firsthand. I had a time when I didn't want to fight and I just kept getting picked on until I whooped his ass. And that's just how it worked. Self-defense. So, gotta know how to defend yourself. We think that we know what we're signing and getting into, but we never do. They use our blindness and naiveness against us. When you go to court, nationality should be established on and for the record in order to prove that whatever law that is being applied and that they are trying to impose on you are foreign to you and your nation, and you are exempt from it by restriction. America is our nation and home. Don't treat us like we are from England or China. We are sovereign indigenous Americans here, now, and present. Many so-called black people in America are being heavily trampled and abused by this not officially and properly being nationalized ordeal. First off, black is not a race. Black is not a nationality. Black is not a culture. Black has no ancient Moabite history like Hebrew Israelites and Moors have, and black just means to be lack. Here's some cool and fun definitions about the word nationality. 1. The status of belonging to a particular nation by origin, birth, or naturalization. 2. A people having common origins or traditions and often constituting a nation. I don't have common origins with the British man or anything like that. Although some of my people came from there, that's not where my people came from. You know, like, that's not where I'm from. I'm not British. I am Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Levi and Judah. 3. Existence as a politically autonomous entity. National independence, which means you're a sovereign once you're nationalized. This is the true sovereignty. There's no sovereignty without nation and some nation backing you up. 4. Of pertaining to or maintained by a nation as an organized whole or independent political unit, national affairs. 5. Peculiar or common to the whole people of a country, national customs. 6. Devoted to one's own nation, its interests, etc. Patriotic, to stir up national pride, nationalist. 8. A citizen or subject of a particular nation who is entitled to its protection. 9. A national competition, tournament, or the like, a race. 10. A national company or organization. 11. A group of people who share the same history, traditions, and language, and who usually live together in a particular country. The fact or status of being a member or citizen of a particular nation, plural, nationalities, or nationalities. 12. National or national character, nationalism, national status. So this is also your status, your political status, your belief, your religious status, your spiritual status. Legalized. Specifically, a legal relationship involving allegiance on the part of an individual and usually protection on the part of the state, membership in a particular nation. 13. Political independence or existence as a separate nation, sovereignty, royalty, nationality. 14. A people having a common origin, tradition, and language, and capable of forming or actually constituting a nation state. 15. An ethnic group constituting one element of a larger unit as a nation. That was what the whole union was and stuff. That's what the whole point of the Soviet Union and them trying to do a one world order, a union one world order where they're uniting all the continents, the European nation, the Northwest nation, the America, Canada, and Mexico nation, the United Kingdom. All these people all mixed into one. Eventually, they're gonna get rid of all those names and call it just one thing, the Earth's Empire type of junk. And hopefully, no one let that happen in junk, or Satan became successful, and we were all completely wrong no matter what. So I hope we're right. I hope we're right no matter what, because all this stuff could have been said and done in vain. And I know there's a creator. They don't believe in it, so therefore they will be eliminated by it, because that's a breach of divine contract. So either way, I know I'm right, even though I don't know I'm right. You know who knows the truth. 16. Relating to or characteristic of a human group, having racial, religious, linguistic, and certain other traits in common. 17. Relating to the classification of mankind into groups, especially of the basis of racial characteristics. Told you, race, like you're racing. I beat you to the finish line. Like, why are we doing that? That's the ego. They're pumping our ego, inflating our ego, and also creating a split personality in us, a split personality ego, an alternate ego, an alternate person, or artificial person. It's all the same thing, making people go crazy. 18. Denoting or deriving from the cultural traditions of a group of people. 19. Characteristic of another culture, the ethnic look, ethnic food. Pardon me. 20. Let me read that again. 19. Characteristic of another culture, the ethnic look, ethnic food. 20. Identity with or membership in a particular racial, national, or cultural cult group, and observance of that group's customs, beliefs, and language. So we need to get back to our own national cultural beliefs and cultural traditions, the things that helped our ancestors thrive and live long. You know what I'm saying? The white man's doing it, or you can call him the British man. The British man's doing it. The Moorish people doing it. The Hebrew Israelites doing it. But the whites and blacks still don't know who the fuck they are. They're still not nationalized. They're just being trampled by both teams, by both sides, because the British people don't care about your skin color. They just want to know if you're nationalized or not. Are you with them or not, or are you with us or not? Because there's only two groups: the Hebrew Israelites versus these British Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I don't want to say it like this, but that's how it is, and we all need to unite and become one black and white group of people that respect each other's belief and cultures. Like, we're truly fighting over color, not really nationality. But because we're fighting over color, it forms a group, and that group's so-called a nation, a tribe. People got to pair up and group up so they're not jumped like Crips and Bloods do and gangs do. All these concepts are intertwined, and they derive from each other. Gangs derive from group and family, but gang is like an inferior way of building a tribe and nation. And it's not, you can't build a nation on top of one that already exists. Like the Moorish Empire been here for quite a while. The Hebrew Israelites and the Moorish Empire, besides the British Empire and the Roman Empire and stuff, and the Soviet Union Empire and all that stuff, were pretty much known. You see what I'm saying? They have a history. They have ancient history that goes back to almost the beginning of time, to the Adam and Eve concept. So people who's trying to start their own gang and nation and stuff right now are stupid. They're just idiots, because you're not going to get anywhere. There's a whole bunch of other nations that are sovereign that are already like big in number and that can outnumber you already. So you have to get back with your origin, your traditional nation, and get with them, because you have ancient memory there that's been stacking and racking for many years, and your ancestors been working through those people for many years. And this is for the British people and the Moorish and Hebrew Israelite people. We have a history, guys. A good and bad one, all of us. No nation is better than the other or worse than the other. We all had our time when we were good, and we had our time when we fucked up. And this time we all fucked up. We all fucked up. We all need to clean up now. This must be the time where things are uniting into one. Because back then there wasn't enough people for everyone to mix in and blend in like this. There was just a whole bunch of land, a whole bunch of nature. It wasn't industrialized. It wasn't a whole bunch of buildings and a whole bunch of complexes. Now there are and stuff, and there's a lot more people, and whites and blacks are mixed together, and there's no slavery currently, physically, although we're being enslaved mentally, financially, and through the system, through racism and race and all this stuff, and saying you're black and stuff, you know, or white. It's at a point where the blacks and whites are looking past the color in these labels and stuff. They want to work together. We want to work together. We want to unite. You know, I'm not here to join just a team and stuff. I'm here to be with my people, obviously, because there's a history, you know, behind this whole thing, and I'm not going to fall for it again, thinking that the white man will forget or the British man will forget. You know what I'm saying? He'll always remember. And if we can't unite, at least I'm with my family, I'm with my nation, I'm with my tribe. I'm not with the traitor. I'm not with the intruder. I'm not with the enemy. You see, you can't be nationalized with the enemy and expect the enemy not to treat you like a victim. This is why a lot of dark-skinned people are being trampled under this system, because the system wasn't built for you. The system was here while you were even a slave, while your ancestors and people were being sold in stock markets, live on the street, you know, just selling them right there, fresh out the boat, putting them in cages, smelling up the whole place. They're throwing up on top of each other, can't even drink. And when they want water, they're giving them water with vinegar or salt in it. Just treating us dirty, you know, things that are just completely inhumane. All because they don't want us to know our nationality and culture. They want to break us away from the power we had by separating us. That's where that whole phrase comes, divide and conquer. And united we stand. So united we stand, divided we fall. So divide and conquer. It's how you do it. Turn nation against nation, turn people against people, tribe against tribe, and take yourself out of the equation. And now they'll kill each other, and all you have to do is sit back and laugh. And a lot of white people been doing that with or the British people been doing that with the Bloods and Crips, because they'll go ahead and go kill like a Blood or something like that, wearing a whole bunch of blue, you know what I'm saying, looking like an official Crip, and they'll spray on the wall artificially and forge the word Crip on the wall. So now when the Bloods see that their family member is dead, one of their gang members is dead, and they see the word Crip up there and all that stuff, they're gonna go after the Crip. But it wasn't the Crip, it was a white person who set them up, like the Black Panthers, all these people. But they don't know that, so they fight amongst each other. KKK don't need to work anymore. They can start getting into the Congress now, start enslaving us through the system, throw away their robes for suits, for black suits and shit. And people don't see it. And that's exactly what happened. You got ghetto people killing each other over names and nations and all this bullshit. We're all the same stuff, man. If at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter about nationality, nation, race, and all that. It's about your color. It's about your color. This is what they care about, is your color. So regardless if you're more Hebrew Israelite, whatever you are, you're all still that color that they hate. So we need to unite and stop fighting each other, or they're going to take advantage of our dumbass again. We're more intelligent than that. The sacred knowledge dwells within us in our cosmic melanated skin. You guys got to know this. And I'm not speaking biasly. I'm speaking the truth, things that's not being said in the British people's books. That's not being said in school. So obviously it's going to sound a little bit racist and one-sided because this ain't being told. And because it's not being told, the racism was already played from the British person's side. For put in the books that we're only slaves and that there was only Indians here, there wasn't Moorish people here and all this stuff, and that they only came from Africa and their name were Africans and all this stuff, or blacks and Negroes. All those names aren't us. And as I read, you'll see what I'm saying. So here's some definitions about international or international, a nation within a nation. 1. Of relating to or evolving two or more nations within one. 2. An international commission, international affairs. 3. Extending across or transcending national boundaries. 4. Between or among nations, involving two or more nations, international trade. 5. Of or pertaining to two or more nations or their citizens, a member of international concern. 6. Pertaining to the relations between nations, international law. So nations working together. 7. Having members or activities in several nations. An international organization. So everything's under international law. We are now linked up with other people. They have not told you guys this. We're not partnered up with a whole bunch of other people that we shouldn't be, because they didn't tell the people it, they didn't disclose it to the people, and nor did they give us an option. We never consented to these actions that they're making because the people own the government. We own the whole goddamn system. How the fuck they gonna impose a law upon us that we didn't impose upon them or delegate to them? You see what I'm saying? It's against our sovereignty as the people that are not contracted as they are. The whole point of contract in the Constitution is to restrict and limit these officials from crossing their boundaries as our workers. When you hire a power of attorney or a lawyer and stuff, you have to set some laws, have some contract there, some constituent conditions, which is a constitution, some laws and rules for them to follow so they don't end up passing certain boundaries, start abusing their power. So literally the government, in the Constitution, all these people, these officials, they are our power of attorney. That's why they have power of attorney over you to represent you and speak for you on your behalf, because we gave them that power to be our attorney. Therefore, we can revoke them and fire them because they're not doing their duty right. Or we can hire someone else. This is your power of a sovereign. Check out the last video if you haven't. 8. Transcending national boundaries or viewpoints. An international benefit, Social Security, birth certificate. An international reputation. Involving two or more countries. Occurring between countries. Made up of people or groups from different countries. Active or known in many countries. 9. Of, relating to, or affecting two or more nations. 10. Of, relating to, or constituting a group or association having members in two or more nations. 11. Active, known, or reaching beyond national boundaries. Here are a few definitions about intercontinental. 1. Traveling or occurring between continents. So now this is continents. This whole one world order thing is becoming not just international now, but it's not just incorporated, it's becoming intercontinental. You see, now it's continents within continents that's eventually going to form into one world, one earth army, one one earth under one rule by one government, one president that people never see, but he tells everyone the orders and they follow it, which I call Satan because he has so much power and stuff, and most people are selling themselves that get to meet him, or yeah, it is a him. Like he can pretty much buy anything. He has everything. The power is ridiculous because they're grabbing it from us. That's the whole pyramid scheme thing. This Satan is really at the top and we're really at the bottom, and this drop to the bottom is very deep, and the height to where they're at is very high. It's really big. You see, it's forming a pyramid scheme. So these people who's going to be running this stuff, we won't even get to see who's really running it. We won't see who's behind it. We'll see their spokesman, their spokesperson, the people speaking for them. So 1, traveling occurring between continents. 2, capable of traveling from one continent to another. 3, extending among continents or carried on between continents. 4, capable of traveling between continents. Intercontinental. Here are a few definitions about transnational. 1, operating in or involving more than one country. 2, extending or going beyond national boundaries. Transnational corporations. Transnationalism. Here are a few definitions about cross-national. 1, of or relating to 2 or more nations. So because I am Moorish and I am Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah and from the tribe of Levi, I am cross-national, but still it's one nation truly. If I was claiming to be British and Hebrew Israelite, then that's cross-national because that's involving more than one nation. You see? So truthfully, I'm not cross-national. I'm uninational. Here are a few definitions about multinational. 1, of relating to or involving more than 2 nations. 2, working in several countries, states, and or nations. 3, of or relating to more than 2 nationalities. A multinational society, because you can have more than one nationality. It's your right as a sovereign. You can do what you want. All this shit's just paperwork, you know, in traditions and principles and moralities that come with that nation and culture. 4, of relating to or involving more than 2 nations, a multinational alliance. 5, having divisions in more than 2 countries, a multinational corporation. This is a very important one. Here are a few definitions about domestic. Doomestic. Majestic. 1, of relating to or made in your own country. So when they're saying you're domestic in those courts and they're international and foreign, they're saying that you're from and made in their own country. In that country. You're non-domestic without the U.S. incorporated. Now you're going to start to see everything fall into place. 2, relating to or involving someone's home or family. Because domestic mean the home. That means you're under someone else's house. Especially if you're a citizen, which means a member. A domestic citizen. A member of someone else's home or family. 3, relating to the work such as cooking and cleaning that is done in a person's home, a natural person's home. 4, living near or about human habitations. 5, tame, domesticated, the domestic cat. Meow. 6, of relating to or originating within a country and especially one's own country. Domestic politics, domestic wines. 7, of or relating to the household. Whoever's holding the house, or the landlord, or the house lord, or the lord of the house, or the government overseeing department, GOD, whatever you want to call them. That is the household or the family. Domestic chores, domestic happiness. 8, devoted to home duties and pleasures, leading a quietly domestic life. 9, servant who is hired to work in someone's home. That gives it all away right there. Servant who is hired through contracted to work in someone's home to work in foreign jurisdictions, to work in international jurisdiction, to work in transcontinental jurisdiction, which means they're taken away from their true state by contract, not physically. So you're sold on paper through contract and spiritually, not physically. That's the trick. As long as they can trap and enslave your subconscious mind, make you believe a set of beliefs, then they don't need to harm you or enslave you physically. But once you start to know these things and break free from the leash and stuff that isn't there, you know what I'm saying? You realize there's no leash and you have the right to do what you want, then they will try to come attack you. Then they'll come attack you because they don't want you to know the truth. They know that you're no longer going to be their servant that is hired to work in their foreign international bullshit. They're not America, guys. The whole army in America, the bank in America, Federal Reserve, the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C., all that shit, man, they foreign. All these all capital name lettered states aren't the real upper and lower case spelled states. They're foreign all capital lettered spelled states, which are strawmans, legal fictions. Why think banks can't own land on your house? They're not on your nation. And the zip code lock is the code that proves and give evidence that someone is in that foreign jurisdiction by contract. So when you use that zip code and these codes, and these barcodes and all this stuff, which is the British Admiralty Registry Code, and you're registered with a British Admiralty, which is a British company across sea or of the sea or adjacent to the sea, you're pretty much signing up to be foreign, a servant. And when you know that, they're going to kill you because they don't want no one to know this. So you already know what happened to me if anything does. I have to put this out before the time comes. This is what's going on. I don't care if you know what's going on or not. This is what's going on. You guys need to know. If you heard it up to this point, most idiots wouldn't allow themselves to hear it to this point. They'll think I'm trying to say this biased, racist, one-side thing, but I'm not. There's just another half that's not been told. All these light workers talking about light that don't know the significance and the purpose of the black hole, the black mother, the black womb, the dark. You feel me? And they think the dark is bad and they're training their kids to be afraid of the dark. You feel me? There's something missing then from the whole light and dark equation. And dark isn't so bad as people think, and light isn't so good as people think. Both can be used for good or bad. Both black and white people can be good or bad. It's not about color. Obama's black. He's fucking over every black person right now. Every black person. I almost screamed for joy I did scream for joy when he won. I feel stupid now. And it wasn't because of his color, but because I felt like some type of change was happening. I thought this was the change that was coming, that our creator said, and it's not. This is the doomsday that the creator was talking about was coming. That there'll be a false prophet, a false savior, especially for the Hebrew Israelites, especially for the black people. Because we are the saviors, we are the Christ, but now this false prophet is changing up their belief. They're changing up the Hebrew people's belief. And he know he's Muslim in Islam. He doesn't even tell people. He doesn't tell his people that they are too. He let them think they're black Americans. So there's a big deception going on. You see what I'm saying? So black and white doesn't matter no more. There's some very great light-skinned people and British people with good hearts. And some of them don't even get credit for rebelling against their own government too. Because there was a lot of British people and white people who rebelled against that shit. And the proof is Thomas Jefferson and those British colonists that broke free from the grip and the vice of the British king. You see what I'm saying? Those people who declared their independence here were white people. They were lighter skinned people. You see what I'm saying? So even them rebelled against their own government. So don't think that it's only black and white people doing this. And on top of that, some of the Moors of black people were selling each other into slavery too. Some of them even killed some of our leaders, like in the Islam nation that killed Khalid Muhammad. You feel me? And some of them had changed on people. Like, so, you know, there's a lot of things you got to research. You can't fall for color and stuff like that. And be careful of people who's claiming that they can get you officially nationalized. Because it might get you officially fucked over because they're probably the same type of dumb people of your nation that enslaved your people back then. So, all right, let's go ahead and finish. Synonyms: daily, British. So these are the words that are similar to domestic. Daily, British. Servant, flunky, also flunky or flunky. Lackey, menial, retainer, slavery. Wow. So domestic mean? Whew. Steward, butler, footman, groom, houseboy, houseman or housewoman. majordomo, man, manservant, servitor, valet, handmaiden, also handmaid, housekeeper, housemaid. Well, you think they came up with the word brother's keeper? They think they can own you and be your keeper. Like, how can you be my keeper when I'm my keeper? Lady in waiting, maid, maidservant, wench, woman, assistant, attendant, companion, factotum, follower, dog's body, chiefly British, drudge, gopher, or gopher. Wow, that's crazy that's what that word means. But here is some more. Here are the definitions on foreign. This is another important definition you need to know, because you need to use this in your paperwork, and you need to use this to assert your sovereignty and your nationality and where you're from. You see what I'm saying? And if you can do this peacefully and humbly and calm enough, you can actually beat every court case. They'll respect you. It's all about honor and respect and boundaries, regardless if they crossed it. If they're not crossing your boundaries in the now, don't treat them like they are. Because some of them, the people working for these people, don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they got themselves into. They don't know that they're foreigners. So foreign, 1, located outside a particular place or country, and especially outside your own country. 2, coming from or belonging to a different place or country. 3, relating to or dealing with other nations. 4, situated outside a place or country, especially situated outside one's own country or nationality. 5, or race. 5, born in, belonging to, or characteristic of some place or country other than the one under consideration. 6, of, relating to, or proceeding from some other person or material thing than the one under consideration. 7, alien in character. So when they say we're being invaded by aliens, they're literally saying we're being invaded by foreigners, by England. They got people looking in the sky for aliens to come down, and the alien invasion from the sky, when they're talking about alien invasion from foreigners. Ain't it funny that they call people who come from different countries aliens? How the fuck are they alien when this is their land? The Mexicans, the Haitians, this is our fucking land. They call you alien because you're not registering with America and the Americans. You're registering with the International Transcontinental Incorporated United States in all capital strawman, which is England. So no wonder you're alien, because you're not from England. I am foreign to your jurisdiction. I'm non-domestic. Not connected or pertinent. 8, related to or dealing with other nations. 9, occurring in an abnormal situation, in the living body, and often introduced from outside. So these people are strangers. The Bible speak about these strangers, these foreigners, these aliens, with their strange foreign and alien beliefs and laws. You're not talking about aliens in the sky, although some of that's partially true, but even that they're not explaining that. They have interdimensional aliens. You see, so like this inter everything, inter dimensions, inter chakras, inter yin and yangs, inter a lot of stuff. So there's like doors behind doors behind doors, folds upon folds upon folds, and words behind words, as well as a government within another government, a society within a society, or a record label within a record label within another record label. So all these things are like deeply complex. They're stacked and packed upon each other. You see? So 9, occurring in an abnormal situation in the living body and often introduced from the outside. A foreign body lodged in the esophagus. 10, not recognized by the immune system as part of the self. Your nation is your immune system. You're immune for certain laws. That's where immunity comes from, or sovereign immunity, or national immunity. So foreign proteins, not recognized by the body. Artificial food, not recognized by the body. Foreign food, you can say foreign's artificial. 11, not being within the jurisdiction or power of a political union or unit or contract as a state of being, a state of contract. Here are some cool definitions about reign. 1, The period of time during which a king, queen, emperor, etc. is ruler of a country. 2. The period of time during which someone is in charge of a group or organization. 3. The period of time during which someone or something is the best or the most important, powerful, etc. 4. Royal authority, sovereignty, under the reign of the Stuart kings. 5. The dominion, sway, or influence of one resembling a monarch. And we already know what monarch is. Royalty, sovereignty, a group of people who has this hierarchy-based thing. So even the angels are based on hierarchy as well. From the human angels, well, from the demons, they're the lowest. Above the demons are the human angels. Above the human angels are the archangels. Above the archangels is the seraphim. Then they have the powers and the cherubim. So there's a hierarchy to things, you see. All right, let's finish up. 5. The dominion, sway, or influence of one resembling a monarch. 6. The time during which one, as a sovereign, reigns. And when I open up the page, you'll be able to see more videos right there and see different topics based on that. And like, this is gonna be very informational for people. Well, we're gonna pause for a minute because my child's waking up, so I'm about to go attend to her need right now. But when we come back on part 5, we're gonna be wrapping it up on the Moorish, Haitian, Hebrew, Israelite section, so people can know their nationality and who they are and stuff. If you're British, if you're white, you might also want to hear this as well, because it might help you see who you are too, and that you have a nationality and a true history, because white does not have a history as well. White and black are adjectives. Like, this color right here is black, this is white. Those are adjectives, they're not people. I'm not black, my skin is brown, so how the heck is my race black based on my color? They're trying to say because of your color, that must be your race, so you're black. It's a form of racism. It's a form of prejudiceness through the system. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Pardon me. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Namaste in Lakesh. Shalom. Yahawashai.